After 6 years of budget cuts, the U.S. Navy is expected to see a funding increase when President Donald Trump's administration unveils its 2018 budget later this week. VOA Pentagon correspondent Carla Babb visited an aircraft carrier conducting strikes against Islamic State and reports on why the world's best-funded Navy argues it needs more money to prepare for future threats.
This is the U.S. Navy we're used to seeing. USS George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier, striking Islamic State targets, dominating the waterways it roams.
There's no shortages for us. We've been loading weapons aboard. We've gone through 2 periods right now where we've loaded extra weapons on board. We've loaded plenty of fuel. Our parts are coming out in a steady fashion. I've not seen any readiness shortfalls from this end.
But there's another side to this carrier's story. Prior to deployment, the USS Bush spent about a half year longer than expected in the shipyard, undergoing critical maintenance. The result? Despite the Navy having 10 completed carriers, not a single one was deployed in the Middle East region for about 2 months.
We did spend a little more time in the shipyard than we would have preferred.
The Navy wants billions in additional funding to help fix its maintenance backlog and to buy new weapons and equipment.
One of the big ticket items the Navy is requesting is about 25 more of these F-18 fighter jets. Here aboard the USS George H.W. Bush, these fighter jets are being used in different ways. Some of them have bombs attached right here on the wings, and they are conducting strikes against Islamic State, while others, if you look over here, have a big fuel tank attached to the bottom, and they are refueling the jets conducting the strikes.
Despite the need for F-18s in the counter-ISIS fight, officials say nearly 2/3 of the Navy's F-18 Hornets can't fly, grounded for maintenance after flying thousands of hours more than they were originally built for.
Our legacy Hornets, which we in the Marine Corps operate today, are well beyond their design life, let alone their service life.
The Trump administration's budget released this week could increase defense spending by $54 billion, with much of that going to the Navy.
We will give our military the tools you need to prevent war and, if required, to fight war and only do one thing. You know what that is? Win. Win.
Former Pentagon Comptroller Mike McCord says that boosted budget will not improve naval readiness without a long-term financial commitment.
If you don't have adequate funding, then having more ships, more sailors with the same budget you had before, or only a slight increase or an unpredictable or unsustainable increase, they're all chasing the same level of resources, and you're not necessarily going to be much better off.
That means the proposed funding boost will require even more money in the future.